Blog Talk Radio.
Archangels, ghosts, and Bigfoot, oh my. It's just another night for Supernatural Girls. Real stories, real answers to life's biggest supernatural mysteries. And now for another exciting interview with paranormal experts from this world and others. Here's your host, paranormal researcher Patricia Baker, on the one, the only, Supernatural Girls.
Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Supernatural Girls Radio. I'm your host, Patricia Baker, and we are winding down the year. It is December 13th already. And PK, how are you doing tonight? So great to have you here, as always.
Fine. The most important thing is to look at today is the first day of retrograde. Creating issues with anything dealing with electronics, communications of all forms, especially our phones and computers. I can attest to that because mine's been spitting at me all day. And possible breakdown is going to take place, but if it does, don't throw it out. Don't try to get it fixed. Let it go to retrograde's over. Pay attention to what you have to say, but read the fine print. If you don't read the fine print, you might find yourself in deep doo-doo down the road. You're going to find issues dealing with any type of communications is going to create an issue, but if you pay attention to what you read, what you sign, and what you think you hear, that might put you on the right track. Don't make any big decisions because they're going to be hard to correct after the fact. So just kind of kick back, lay back, and let things roll for the next couple of weeks.
And when is this over?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, no.
Because that's going to be on the next show.
Okay. Everybody's going to have to too, but we won't be back now. I got some news to announce. As you have, and I have discussed, we have always needed to go back to a video format so we can see each other, so we're not talking over each other and the guest. And we have been invited to go and join the KGRA network, which is a video network. So guess what? We're going to be doing that. Tonight will be our last live show on Blog Talk. You will still be able to access our shows here and also on YouTube, but our live show will be video on KGRA. Now, this will be our last show for the year, and then we're going to pick it up again in January. I'll keep announcing the date, the time, all of that on all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, etc., so you can keep track of us there. And we're excited because finally you'll be able to see us, we'll be able to see each other, and it'll be a lot easier and a lot more fun.
Well, the nice part is you'll be able to see our guests and talk with all of us, and life will be good because it'll be less stressful trying to figure out who's saying what when.
That's right, I know. Should I jump in now? And then you just never know. So we've done as well as we can possibly do with a challenging format like that. But it's nice to be able to move to video. And that is what we're going to do. So just, keep following us. We also have a website, as you know, supernaturalgirls.com. You can follow us there. We'll be announcing more about when we're starting up again in January 2024. And tonight, we have an incredible guest. She is a great reader and a dear friend of yours, PK. So
yes, she is.
Her name, Astrologer Dawn. She's been on before. She was born in England. She lives now in the United States. And she was one of the lucky ones because she grew up in a family who understood the metaphysical world from a young age.
Good truth.
And yeah, lucky for her. Dawn was exposed to a wide variety of experiences and lifestyles that allowed her to observe people and tap into her natural intuition. She studied astrology with Julian Lee, Eugene Moore, and many others. She was trained in Natal and Relocation Astrology, Advanced Tarot, as well as an understanding of the basics of the Venus sequence, human design, and numerology. She is a past president of the American Tarot Association, and she's with us tonight to give our listeners the gift of a free reading. So I see there's people already lined up in the queue that want to talk to Dawn. So instead of talking about her, I'm just going to bring her on the show. So, Dawn, welcome.
Hello, peas. Can I call you the two peas?
Of course. Why not?
Because that's what you are to me. You're the two peas. And two peas in a pod as well. So that kind of,
right,
you know.
Yeah. Two peas in a pod, right.
Although you're very different. You're very different. Can I just add something to the retrograde? Because it is an important one.
Definitely.
You know, I'm also not going to say when it ends because I like that. Let's just talk about that we're in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunity to slow down. You know, sometimes retrogrades are karmic. So it's like it gives us an opportunity to reflect, to finish things we've already started. It's not about starting new things, it's about finishing things. But they're all the retrogrades that we have going on at the moment are all in earth signs, so practical things. You know, if you're going to finish something, what's the practical thing? Is there shelves that needed putting up that you've been talking about? Well, you've already got the wood for it. It's a project. You know, talk about it a little bit more, but put it up. All the other things Patricia said, yes, that's all true, the communications and stuff. But it's going from Capricorn to Sagittarius. So any of you that have got long-distance travel plans, you're going to need to double-check on those coming back from other countries. Because once it's in Sagittarius rules long-distance travel. You know, there's likely to be a lot of upset in business right now because it's in Capricorn. And also if you work for the government, that too. There can be a lot of unsure, you're not quite sure what's going on, who said what to who, about which, and it's all of that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's just my little bit extra on the retrograde. But it is important to notice that it's the last one of the year, and all Mercury retrogrades affect us in a very powerful way, all differently, but in a very powerful way.
Definitely.
You know, not surprised about your computer, DK, not surprised about your computer at all. That's just, you know, that's the way it is. It doesn't always have to be that, you know.
No, anything to do with electronics. I found light switches aren't working, and I thought, what the heck? And then it dawned on me. The retrograde just started. The light switch went out.
It just started.
At the plug.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't forget, you also have Uranus, the unexpected, which is in Taurus right now, and it's retrograde. In your relocated chart in Tucson, it's hitting your fourth house. So you've got unexpected things coming up around your possessions, possibly money too, in your fourth house. In your home. Your business is in your home. So of course you're going to have, you know, that's going to be until it goes direct, which I don't know when it goes direct. I haven't looked it up yet. Right now it's retrograde. So it's, you know, recognize the stuff, and then you add the Mercury retrograde onto that as well.
That's right.
Yeah, which is going through your first house and 12th house. Mainly in your 12th house right now, but it will, you know, eventually go into the first house. You'll figure it all out. You've got to be patient.
You tried to tell me I'm not going to win a lot of money this month?
No, I don't know that this would be the month for that.
Damn.
That's much more likely to happen in 10 years.
Oh, I don't think I'll be more. But the thought is nice.
Okay. The thought is nice. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Dawn, we have people waiting to talk to you. So may I bring somebody in? And this lady's been waiting since before the show, or this man, I'm not sure who it is, before the show even started. And this is area code 518. So I'm going to bring this person on the show to talk to you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, lady.
What's your name?
I'm Marie.
Marie, hi.
Hi
What's
there.
your question?
How are you all?
Dawn, we're great. Thank you for calling in. What is your question for Dawn?
My question is regarding someone I reached out to a couple times from my past, and I wonder if I'm going to, reconnect with them.
Oh, you wonder whether you're going to meet up with them?
Reconnect, we can be friends, hang out.
Is it somebody of the opposite sex?
Oh, yeah.
And is he married?
I wouldn't do that.
It look, yeah. Oh no, you wouldn't. Just you might be reaching out. It looks like there might have been some heartbreak there between the two of you at some point when you disconnected. So if you're going to resolve that, then yeah, you will reconnect with them. It's going to take a while. You have to really get clear about what's your intention. What's the purpose?
Well, I'd like to be his friend. I don't want him back, like in a relationship, but I'd like to be his friend. Sometimes you realize in life, certain people make better friends and better husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever the case.
True. Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, there's a possibility, but I wouldn't do anything else. I would wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I would just wait. But this is actually a good time to do this. Yeah, wait on doing anything else. If you've wait on doing anything else, you've already reached out to him twice. So
I mean, he's a little hostile. I'm not going to lie, but I figured he might just eventually get over that. And
what would he be hostile? What would he be hostile about? Actually, I don't care. The better question is, what would make you want to connect with a hostile man?
Well, he's good. He's to his friends, he's very good, and he's not a bad guy. Just like I said, some people you should have just been friends with. He's fun. He's easygoing.
That doesn't answer the question. What would make
I want to be his friend?
To be with a hostile guy?
Well, he's not. I mean, because of this, we both did a few things that so
you're excusing his hostility. You've got a justification for his hostility.
No. Well, I think it's a fair justification. I don't justify too many things. Trust me. This is fair.
Then let God.
Yeah, let go, let God. Because this might not be in your best interest.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I said a friend, because I would put boundaries,
Yeah, but all of that is exhausting, that you have to do that.
Oh, I have boundaries with many people.
Yeah, but you're having to already think about all of that. Like when you just meet somebody, you set boundaries naturally because you just met them. But you're already thinking about things that have to do with this hostile person who may or may not be hostile to you, who may or may not want to connect with you or still blames you for something.
So you can't tell so he may or may not connect.
Well, he's trying to decide. We've got the Hanged Man here. So he's trying to decide whether this is something he wants to do. No, mainly because my readings are about you and what is going on with you that would make you like that this is the most important thing to you at the moment.
Because he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Well, I hope he is. I do not. I mean, it could be next year, though, like you've forgotten about this and out of the blue. That's more likely. But as this is just a friend you're trying to connect with, this shouldn't be
just
such
to
a
go
big
have
deal
fun
for you.
And,
And you can just get on with your life in the meantime and meet other people, It's not something to hang your hat on or think about.
I don't know where.
Important.
Oh, he's very important. After knowing someone 20 years, good, bad, the ugly, the person becomes important to you.
But you're not in touch at the moment, so he's not in your life at the moment. So it gives you an opportunity to focus on what else you want to do. You know, are there other people you want to connect with?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done connecting with too many people. I think I like animals better than people. No, I'm being fun. I'm being a little funny.
Don't we all? Sometimes it's so much better for me to just have my Daisy, my Cocker Spaniel near me.
Oh, you have a dog.
Yes.
That's nice. How old is she?
14. So.
Oh, so she's getting up there.
Yeah.
Wow, we've been with her a long time.
Yeah. Well, anyway, go and enjoy your holiday season and see what the new year brings. Okay?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, and God bless you all. And have a very... Yes, you're welcome. Have a nice holiday season to you all.
Same to you, dear.
You too.
Thank you.
Many blessings.
Many blessings.
Okay, well, lots going on with that relationship, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, sometimes when we become very focused on something that has to do with another human being, it's really also an opportunity for us to, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it's very important for us to sort of look at, is there something that we are not wanting to look at within ourselves? Is there something that we might be avoiding? And we don't even know it. You know, but it is an opportunity. And certainly it is with Mercury retrograde, connect with people from the past. However, if they don't want to, connect with us, one time is good enough. It's like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
exactly. We do have to look at, what is going on with ourselves and where do people fit into our lives. We've only got so much time, space, and energy.
That's for sure.
That's right. Yes, absolutely true. So choose carefully, right?
Yeah, we have to. That's why I always have my clients get a list together. What do you want? The characteristics, traits, and beliefs that you want in a partner. Because if you cannot write them down and you could just think them, you think millions of things a day. And so the universe can't distinguish from when you see that guy bending over and he's got a tool belt on and you can see the crack of an area that you might not want to see at 8 a.m. in the morning. The universe does not know that's not what you want. You don't know whether you want that or not. So that's why writing things down, and especially, when we've got all this earth stuff going on. One of my coaching clients, I had her write, as she was telling me what was wrong with her husband, as she'd already left him, and she was giving me all these things: narcissistic, opinionated, rude, Scrooge with money, just gave me a whole list of negative things. And one day she said to me, I'm thinking about going back to him. I said, oh, really? Can I just remind you of what you told me? And it was like a list of 20 things. I said, so that's what you want? That's what you deserve? That's what you deserve? And she goes, I'm never going to meet anyone. By the way, just got, and she lives in New Zealand now, and just got a notice on my Facebook with her wedding photographs. She didn't go back and, she met somebody. And she married them. Yes, it turns out to be a nice guy. So, we can't always get everything, but I think it's really important that we at least get clear about, what are those traits? Do we need them to be funny, entertaining, interesting? What are the things that are important? Then the other thing is we have to look at is, if we're writing a list for what we want, do we have those traits ourselves? Because if we're looking for somebody else to fill something, it's never going to work.
Right.
It's never going to work.
That's true.
So you know, that list can be really powerful. Then, when you get that, we've got to make sure there's compatibility through astrology and or human design, because sometimes, you know, there is no compatibility. There might be chemistry, but chemistry doesn't last for years. You know, it's a short-lived thing. And so
that's a good point here.
Absolutely true.
Yeah. So, you know, when you look
everybody's
at
looking for the first few months of a relationship, but that's
nice.
It's not realistic.
You go on and live there.
Right.
Well, real things happen to couples. You know, even if it's just the happy things, they buy a house, they get pregnant. You know, child goes to a prestigious college that the child really wants to go to. You know, it's like things happen to couples, and then add in all the bad things that might happen. One of your children dies. That usually splits couples up, though. Regardless of how many other children. Regardless of how many other children, that usually splits people up. You know, because that is the hardest one. You know, bankruptcy, losing your house, an affair that, you know, is dealt with through therapy and they stay together. It still all makes us different, you know, the good and the bad. So we've got to make sure that we've got somebody compatible with us, has the same beliefs as us, to at least work on some of those things. You know, because things are going to go wrong.
No,
but
we all got to keep looking in the mirror.
Nothing's perfect, that's for sure.
Yes. Well, and some people have perfectionism streaks. If you've got a lot of Virgo in your chart, you're going to be a perfectionist. And what you have to realize is there is no such thing as perfection. You know, there is only mastery. That's it. You just master something. There's just ascending levels of mastery. No such thing as perfection. Perfection is you're dead. Perfection is you're dead.
I'll hold up on that one.
Please hold up on that.
We'll wait on that. Well, we have someone else here to talk to you, Dawn. So let me bring them on. This is Deborah in Connecticut. So let me get her live on the air. Hi, Deborah. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you, Patricia and PK and Dawn, for taking my call. I appreciate it. I was chuckling when you were talking. About retrograde and communication, because I do professional trainings in communication, and I just got one, and I have one tomorrow. So.
Good luck.
I thought that was pretty funny, but actually it went pretty well. So we'll see what tomorrow is about. But again, thank you for taking my call, and I wanted to just get your insights or your feeling for. I'm working on a book that I'd like to set a goal for getting it finished in 2024. And I just wanted to see if you had any insights or any feelings for how the book might progress or the success of it.
Well, it will progress. It will ultimately make you some money as well. And it's because you're doing something that you're passionate about. You know, it gives you some sense of peace inside. It does look like, I mean, you're going to have to meet some frogs before you meet a prince or a princess that's going to help you. So, I mean, that happens in everything. So just be careful of, you know, sham publishers, you know, we'll do this for you. Just be, and especially right now, obviously. But you will use your intuition. It's a new avenue for you. No, this looks like it's going to go well. You're going to put the past behind you. It's a massive change for you. You're still going to travel, so that's for sure. I don't know if it's a new thing listening to your intuition. If I had time, which I don't tonight, but, you know, if you call me, I'm doing a special for anybody who listens to the show. I'm doing a special on my initial consultation. I'd love to look at your human design chart to see what that would say about you, because you've got, I mean, I don't have one bad. I'm looking at, the top deck. I'm looking at the top deck, which is the one I look to when it comes to things that will make money. you do not have one upside down card and not one negative card. I mean, if there was one negative card in it, that could be the Seven of Cups, which is, you might be coming to the end of your tether with somebody that's in your life. You might be coming to the end of your friendship with somebody, or the end of how you deal with somebody. I don't think this has to do with the book. I think this has to do with something else. Make sure you've got the support that you need. Don't let the itty-bitty shitty committee give you those negative voices that tell you you can't. So really make sure that you're sharing information with positive people. So there might be somebody that you have to limit what you say to them. Do you know who that might be?
Yeah, I think in most relationships, other than maybe a close circle of 5, I'm always a little bit cautious. I mean, I teach communication, and so I'm always thinking of the best way to say something. And I think all of us are, to greater or lesser degrees, somewhat guarded, depending on who we're talking to, just out of respect and also not wanting to escalate something that's not necessary. But overall, I do pretty well. But to your point, you know, there's always some people who are going, proceed with caution.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's a good trait we have. That's why I said if there's, you know, you will handle it. That would be the only negative really card. I don't even consider the Nine of Swords negative because that's unfounded fears. So if you're worrying about anything, worry is not an action. It's an inaction, and it stops you. And worry comes from the IBS committee, which might question you. And it can come from other people, you know. I mean, my goodness, when I didn't have any IBS committee when I started this business 27 years ago now. But I had a lot of people. How are you going to pay the mortgage? Who's going to take care of Zachary? How are you going to do this? You're not going to be able to read cards and it pay for your mortgage. Well, that was making an assumption that that's all I would do. Within 2 years, I was on the radio and I was heard by millions of people. So, and then I had my own radio show. So none of them saw that, but they had all of the voices in their head. What are you going to do about this? Mainly connected to money. Nearly always is connected to money. That's what the IBS committee is about. So if there's, you know, if there's any of that going on with you, put it aside.
Okay.
Put it aside because it does not benefit you.
Right.
This looks good.
So it does
you go
look
with the
like
book.
It's looking good. Okay. That's
looks
very helpful.
Good.
Just one other quick question, which thank you so much. One other quick question that most everybody asks, so why not be me? Is do you see anything in the next couple of years, an opening for a relationship? I've been in many throughout my life that actually have been very, very good. So I'm not somebody that's been beaten up and horrible men. It's not about that.
Yeah.
I just I've had the experience and the blessings of meeting some wonderful men, but have been a little bit of a solo flight for a while, and you know, just to see if anything shows that might shift, or no, I still see a solo flight for you.
I would say somebody's coming in in the next 3 months or 3 years.
Okay, that's good to know.
And it looks like you'll marry them.
Wow.
So it's a big leap.
Yeah.
It's a big leap from just wanting to date somebody.
Yeah, I'm really at a point in my life where I'm good whatever direction. I'm not like, oh my God, I feel so empty if I don't meet someone. But on the other hand, you know, on the other hand, I do say it is kind of nice to join forces with somebody because it's been solo flight for a while. But it's it's interesting.
It's gonna have something to do with your book.
Oh, cool beans. That's excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I really appreciate input and your feedback, and I wish everybody a wonderful holiday season, and thank you again for taking my call.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Great. Well, Deborah's got some nice things to look forward to. That's terrific.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sounds great.
It's especially right now. We've got Jupiter retrograde in Taurus and Uranus retrograde in Taurus. So that Taurus is all about loving yourself in a lot of ways. And to me, especially when they're retrograde, it's what brings me joy, what makes me feel good. Even if it's a cottage pie, it can be something like that, but it can also, it can be anything. So, for example, our last caller, writing a book, that must be comforting. There's something in that. And we stop and start because of the Uranus. But the Jupiter means, you've been working on this for a while, or whatever it is that everybody's been working on, go for it. Because Jupiter, even when it's retrograde, it's which chapter do we need to finish off? What's that podcast we talked about doing with a friend? What is are we going to walk the Camino this year, or is it next year? Like, it's all great conversations about what you're going to do to make yourself feel really good. And yes, of course, some of it is, that's external, but walking with a group of friends from Spain to Portugal could be something that is very enlightening as well. So, we don't want to discount doing certain things as well.
Right.
But
exactly.
Good.
Well, we've got another caller. So let me bring this person on, and then we'll just keep going. Okay. So let me see who this is.
Good.
This is area code 307. Hi. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
Hello. This is Danny calling out of Wyoming. How are y'all doing, Patricia, PK, and Don? Honored to be here.
Great.
Oh, well, great. Thank you for your call. What's your question for Don?
Well, first of all, I must ask, Don, are you from the north?
From the north of where?
England.
No, I'm from the south of England. I'm from the south of England. I was born in Essex. I was born in Essex, but I was raised in Cambridgeshire.
Maybe I'm a little bit rusty, but I swore I caught like a little bit of a northern Liverpool, Manchester accent from that, but I love it. I miss the UK ever so much.
You must be psychic because my mother is from Manchester. Now, she's been in America longer than me, so PK, wouldn't you say my mom has a stronger accent than me, doesn't she?
Definitely.
A stronger British, yes. My mom has a stronger British accent because she didn't come here until she was 40, whereas I came here when I was 21. So, mine has got, of course, I would have picked up some of my mum's Mancunian when I lived in England growing up, but it would have been a couple of words here and there. But that's very psychic of you to say Manchester when that's where my mother comes from.
I love it. I've been told that a time or two, I must say.
Then believe it. So what's your question? Obviously, you didn't just want to ask about me and where I come from. So what's your question for you?
Well, Don, darling, I'm just kind of wondering what you see going forward with my career. I'm happy where I'm at. At the same time, I feel like there might be something that I'm missing. But at the same time, I don't know if there's something, fabulous coming up, or I don't know if I'm just going to be, remaining at what I'm doing currently.
It seems that you have a decision to make, whether you want to be in or out. So the universe is going to determine for you whether something new is going to come along when you decide if this is your passion. If you had billions of dollars, would you do the job you're doing for free?
Interesting.
I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'll have to repeat the playback. My phone just acted really weird, and I lost the call for a second there.
Oh, how interesting. So let me ask you again. Is this your passion, the job that you're doing? Would you do it for free if you had billions of dollars?
I have been. I have been doing it for free. It's the family business. But I've done many different things in my short years on this earth. But I just don't know if something might come back up.
I think something else might come along for you in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 weeks or 6 months. You're just going to have to decide if you want to do something different. That's going to be the biggest thing for you. Do you want to do something different? Because if you do, you've got an opportunity for peace and serenity. There's an opportunity to take the tiger by the tail and do something else. There is an opportunity out there for you if you want it. But you have to decide if that's something that you want.
And would you see anything in the entertainment sector of things?
Let's have a look here.
And I am a tourist, just to throw that out there.
You're a tourist. Oh, a Taurus.
I am, yes, ma'am.
Wow. You mean your sun sign is in Taurus?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you have 4 planets? Unless you have 4 planets in Taurus. If you have 4 planets in Taurus, then yes, you are a Taurus. If you've got 4 planets in anything, then yes, you are that sun sign. But most people are not. Most people are a combination, and some people even have more of another sign, so yes, your sun sign, might be in Taurus, but you may have 3 planets in Gemini, which makes you a talker, and people sort of never understand, like, he's a Taurus, why does he talk so much? Well, if they looked at your chart, they'd see you had all this Gemini, so of course you talk a lot. You've got strength. Take the bull by the horns and decide if you're going to let go of what you have now or get clear about what you want. What stands in the way? What's the fear that stands in the way of you doing something else?
The family restaurant closing after almost 100 years.
So that's a story. That's a story because what you're saying is you are the person that is saving the restaurant from closing after 100
Myself
years.
and my cousin. That's correct.
And are you getting pressure from anybody to keep it open?
I'm getting pressure from not only the family, but from, people that have been coming here for 60 years since they were children. It's an institution.
Goodness.
It's one of the oldest restaurants in the state of Wyoming. We've hosted like my father's friend, John F. Kennedy. We've had Neil Armstrong, Phyllis Diller, Roy Rogers, just to name a few.
Well, you could stay until somebody dies. That'd be putting the most pressure. Because it is a lot of pressure. I've got the devil card here, and, you're in Wyoming, so it's not like you're in the cartel. I don't think that it's a drug card. I think it is, and especially if you're in a restaurant, it's a food card, so that's easy. But it's like you have to decide if that's where you want to put your energy, not where other people want you to put your energy. But is that where you want to put your energy?
Well, I'm torn between the small town and the big city.
Well, how old are you?
I just turned 30.
Oh, so you're just coming out. You're just coming out of your Saturn return. Yeah. So you're ready for a move. You're ready for a new life. And you sound like you need to be a big city boy. When you said you were in Wyoming, I was like, oh, my God, you sound like you ought to be in New York. To me,
I've already done it. I lived in Los Angeles for many years. I did the reality TV. I worked on cruise ships overseas, docked out of Southampton.
I worked on cruise ships, but they were docked in Italy. So I had to fly to Italy to get on my ships. Although that was fine. Best pizza I've ever had was Sicilian. No tomato sauce. They just look at it like, why would you put tomato sauce on it? Best Italian.
May I ask a question? May I just ask one question? I was just wondering, you have a successful enterprise here, even though it's got so much history, you're not sure if you want to stay because it sounds like the location. But is there anything you could do with what you already have and expand it into I don't know, another branch, another restaurant somewhere else, that would be another copy of this? Or it just sounds like leaving it behind is daunting.
Well,
you have something
and another
that
reason,
you could build on.
Well, and I will say another reason why I'm, conflicted is it's the only place in the entire world where I can go and look at a certain table and see my father smiling back at me, who's, since passed away.
Yeah. And once that's gone, it's gone.
Correct.
Once that's gone, and you'll have to replace that with a different picture. But I think this does have a lot to do with your dad's death, because I've got the death card here, and I don't think it's upcoming. I think it is part of all of what's going on here. I love what Patricia said about expanding. I was just thinking in a slightly different way, that, maybe, and not necessarily in that restaurant because it's 100 years old, so you probably couldn't do it in that. But if you did open another restaurant that was maybe the same food, but maybe has a different vibe to it, Maybe you have musicians that come in.
Right, yeah.
Maybe, maybe you do cooking classes that you video and you put all that on YouTube.
Exactly.
Maybe you get your entertainment or your need for not necessarily being in the spotlight, but being involved in that arena. There are many ways that you could do that. You could do live from whatever the restaurant's name is, and you ought to be plugging it. I'm really surprised you didn't say the name of it, because plugging it would be the best thing you could do here.
Right.
You could give the name. Yeah, you could give the name of the restaurant and do a little, cooking thing. My God, I'm watching all kinds of people who cook all over the world, not just Gordon Ramsay. Not just Gordon Ramsay. I watch a lot of different people.
It's a big thing. It is a big thing in entertainment. Yes.
It is. It's a big thing. And then, the other thing is, why not try and get on one of Gordon's shows?
Well, that's actually really funny that you mentioned it, because I just admitted to a new reality show that Gordon's doing for the next big food product.
Good.
Oh, okay.
Good.
There you go.
If they still do, what you'd be really good on? If they still do, oh God, it's that Next Level Chef. If he's going to do Next Level, I think they've already cast for this year, but I know they're doing it in America. They're not. I can't believe the British didn't like it after one season. Next Level Chef. I loved it. I'm like, what? I'm just going to have to watch just the American then. So I watched only the American. And both my boys love it. And I'm the chef in the house. I love food, love cooking. Was on a Food Network for a while doing what I do, but because the woman who ran it was into astrology, would have me keep coming on and talking about stuff and different dishes. I did a cookbook with somebody where I astrologically used astrology symbols and a little bit of description about the dishes that he'd made in his book. And I love doing things like that. So maybe this is about combining your love and appreciation of what you already have with your other skills and your abilities, and looking at different ways to get that entertainment need met. And it's absolutely okay. I have it in my chart. I mean, I have a lot of fifth house in my chart. When I was an actress, I was a singer. I worked on radio since I was 20 years old in a different capacity, and then came back again when I was 36 years old in this capacity. Mine's also very selfish. I don't really like the idea, although I would love to come back here and be on the video. I shall have to lose another 10 pounds. So I was always, I have a great voice, but I might need to lose another 10 pounds, and that's what the video will make me do.
That's right. Good. It's a good goal to have. But I think
it is a good goal.
This is a great discussion. I mean, I love what you're saying, Dawn, and I hope you are seeing the possibilities here, Danny, because my gosh, you have so many ways to go with what's already been established. Even if you become the entrepreneur for a new product that comes out of your restaurant or a cookbook or cooking shows or whatever. I mean, all of those are great ideas. It just depends on what you're interested in. But that would be, it's a great melding of the two worlds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think you will get the opportunity to go on a reality show because you've got the Ace of Wands here, and you just said you applied for something. You know, it looks like there's a yes to something. And it might not be that, so keep applying. You know, anything that takes your fancy, go for it. And then maybe you won't need, to. If you can find a way to combine it, and it doesn't mean everybody's going to like it, but you need to remind them, hey, you want this 100-year-old restaurant to stay open. Some of us have to reach into the present and the future. And unfortunately, yes, I know you might not like this, and this, but this is what I'm doing.
Very well said.
So you're a great coaching
Absolutely
client.
smashing.
You're an easy coaching client. So, yeah, I wish you the best. And
thank you so much for your time, your use of energy. This was such a fabulous, amazing conversation. And I hope that you ladies have, like, the best of evenings. See ya.
Thank you. Thank you. Best to you. And thank you for your call.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. How lovely.
Yes. Lovely people.
You really covered it well,
absolutely.
Yeah,
you did.
I mean, I've been a coach for 25 years now, so it comes very natural to look at, well, wait a minute, can you combine? You know, when I first started this business, I was also working for a speaker, and I was also working at a speaking bureau, but I was sales training there. And so I did other things that I had skills for. I did some mortgages because I still had my connections with mortgage companies. So I would do a couple of mortgages, which would pay me like $750 for each mortgage. And I would do a few of those as I was building this and deciding, well, what is this going to look like? And I had no idea, but I knew that I had to reach more people. It's like, how am I going to do that? First I'll go to the metaphysical stores. Only one was interested. I only needed one because that's where I met Karen Grace, who put me on the radio. So, you know, and after that, everything was easy because I knew then that my voice and what I said had an impact. And then I could fulfill that part of me, this part of me, the talking part of me. You know, so I get to help people and I get to fulfill a piece of me that I love. I did improv comedy a lot when I was an actress. So being on a radio show is really easy because I know how to improv. And that's really what you have to do, so there's no dead air, you know. So it's like the skills that I acquired, whilst they didn't seem to be relevant, have turned out to be relevant. And that's going to be the same for those listeners that are listening. Think about the skills and the talents that maybe you never got paid for, but you did. Maybe you helped a friend out with their podcast and you, excuse me, you know how to mic something. Well, that's a skill that people need. You know, maybe you've designed things. Maybe you've designed things for friends in the past. Well, what stops you getting on a website where you can get paid for that? You don't have to give up your job, whether you like it or not.
Right. Exactly.
Although you ought to be looking, you ought to be looking at that, though. You know, whether you like it or not. A long time.
There's a level of.
Yeah.
Well, there's a level of security with things like that, and you know, if you just drop that, it can make everything a lot harder. So
yes, but that's a story. That's a story that people tell themselves, that they have security. You do not have security when you work for somebody else because they can fire you in a heartbeat. The only security you have is when you work for yourself and create your income. Now, not everybody's put out for that, but the security, the things that you get, 1 week's vacation. Well, when you're an entrepreneur, you get more than 1 week's vacation. They pay partial health care. Well, there's plenty of plans around today that you can actually get good health care when you're self-employed. You know, sick time. Clients understand when you're sick, whether you work for somebody or you don't work for somebody. So that security thing has been sold us a bill of goods because there is none. look how quickly people can be fired. Look how quickly people can be let go. I mean, some of my top clients, they're VPs, and they'll call me and say, "You're not going to believe this," and I'll go, "You got fired." And they're like, "How do you know?" And I'm like, "Well, I just sent the cards."
Well, especially now, because AI is going to make that a reality for many people. So so we have one more. We have
I was going to say, if you're over a certain age, look at your skills and talents. Okay, who have we got?
Yeah. Well, this is a text that came in, and this person is saying, I'm going to read it, and I know the situation, so I may be able to answer some questions that may not be answered in the text. But this is the question. He is saying that his girlfriend has been harassed over a 3-year period, and that as soon as he got together with this lady, he thinks the same person has started harassing him. And he said when he posted, and this started when he posted a photo of the two of them together, the girlfriend and him together, and he noticed that the first response he got was the word angry showed up on his Facebook page and then quickly disappeared. And at the same time, there was a response on his girlfriend's Facebook page. There have been other things, strange issues with phones. That they would hang up and then the phone would just call a random number, somebody from their friend list. And so there's a few electronic glitches that have both of them concerned, and so he was wanting to ask you about this. Who do you think's at the bottom of this? Why is this happening? Those kinds of things.
I don't think anybody's at the bottom of it. I don't think anybody's harassing. I think these are glitches that are happening, and because we've got Neptune in Pisces, there is a tendency for us to see things that may not be there. So I am seeing these as just being glitches. I had something like that. It wasn't anger, it was a different word, showed up on mine and disappeared. I didn't take any notice of it. With Neptune, Neptune in Pisces is very powerful when we want to look at, is somebody responsible? If she thinks that a specific person is responsible, then who is that person? Then who is it? She already knows it. And if so, what stopped her contacting the police with the proof of the harassment, if that's the case? Mm-hmm. So I don't see anything like that going on. I don't see the police involved. I don't see anybody involved in this. It seems like glitches with systems is what it seems like. And that also would make sense with Neptune being in Pisces as well, because we get a lot of things that show up on different places that years ago we wouldn't have even known. We wouldn't have even had access to. We wouldn't have known about any of it. So some of it is that there's so much information going across the internet, phones, all of the technology, that sometimes things slip through, and it might make it look like somebody's harassing. But unless there is a paper trail, I just don't see it. I just don't. I mean, I'd like to say, oh, yeah, this man is harassing you, but I'm not getting that. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting that at all. And it's time for them to take a deep breath, just recognize it's glitches, and just get on with enjoying their life.
Okay.
Now, it's not affecting them. So what if somebody were angry anyway? Who cares? What makes it important what other people think? Well, I don't understand the importance of what other people think. Who cares what other people think?
Exactly.
Or
exactly.
Say. It's not relevant. You've got to learn to. We need to have this class in school, build a big bubble around ourselves, and we're not that important in other people's lives. That's the other thing.
That's true. Now, so you don't see this necessarily escalating into anything. You're just seeing it as electronic witches. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it as a person. I'm not getting any people here. So this
interesting. So you see no people.
Dawn,
it's technology.
Wishful thinking on the part of one of them.
Wishful, it could be. It could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, maybe they want somebody to harass them.
Right, exactly, so that it can be saved.
Oh, yes. So I don't know. Maybe that is. Yeah. I don't know if that's what's going on with the girlfriend.
That's what I'm picking up.
Okay.
Possibility of wanting to be saved, and for whatever reason, doesn't make sense.
That just means there's unresolved issues. If you want to be saved, it means you've got unresolved issues, and it's time to resolve those. Which, with you saying that, I get the Hermit card, which is talking to somebody about unresolved issues. I get the Abundance card, which is feeling really good about what you've discovered, and I get the putting the world behind, putting stuff behind you, and here's the World card, starting something new, having a wonderful experience after delving into some unresolved issues, which we've all got. If you're going to a party, you know, if you're going to a baby shower, you need to take a beautiful vase with $200 in it with therapy written on the back, because that is the best present you can give, the $200, and the parents can start filling it up so that when the child leaves home, they can go to therapy. As most people need to. And it doesn't always mean that you have
absolutely true.
It doesn't always mean you have abusive parents. I think about the 4 women and the thousands and thousands of women that I've talked to. I've talked to about 4 who had a really, what I consider all-American life. So they, grew up with both parents. Parents didn't argue. They talked about things. They had a great school experience, a great college experience. They met wonderful people. They never had any bad experiences. All 4 of them married con men. And the reason they married con men, they married con men because they had no street smarts, because they didn't have to experience anything. When you experience life, and when you have... when you have negatives happen to you, you get street smarts from it. I mean, not that this has ever been useful for me, but my dad, who was my biological father, was a criminal, and he taught me how to siphon gas from a car. I learned that. I didn't need to learn that, but I learned that. It's a picture that I see in my head. I see the picture of my dad with my brother and I out with the car showing us how to do it. And me saying, me being like 12 years old, saying, why would I need to know this? Because I was already mouthy at that point. Why would I need to know this? I'm never going to have to fill up my car. A man's going to do it for me. I said at 12. That's what I said at 12.
Oh, gosh, that's so funny.
But at 64, I don't know how to fill up my car because my husband does it all the time. Not because I ask, he just does it. He's a manifesto generator. Those manifesto generators, they just do things. And so I don't know.
That's so nice.
So it sort of came true, so I never did need to learn how to do that. But I certainly appreciate somebody filling up my car.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful, nice. What a mensch you married. You married a mensch. Nice guy.
Is that what it is? Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It's a Yiddish word, and it just means a really nice guy. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'll tell him that. I'll tell him you're a mensch. He'll go, what's that?
It's a compliment, yeah.
What's that? I'll say it's a compliment. Go look it up.
So, PK, do you have any questions for Dawn?
Well,
about you?
Like anybody else. Am I going to survive this next year with my kids?
You mean are you going to survive 20? Are you going to survive? Well, you've still got Jupiter and Uranus. They're in your 4th house. I mean, in Tucson, your 5th house is 0.04. So once it hits Gemini, once Jupiter hits Gemini, it might be better. So you've still got a couple of years. of dealing with them.
Maybe I do, and maybe I don't.
Well, I don't see you leaving yet.
Damn.
I don't see you.
Gonna take a shortcut. I can't get one, huh?
Yeah, no. But you're still going to have to deal with them. But the more boundaries you have, the better, the easier. That's all.
That's a very good point, my dear. Very good point.
Yeah. The more boundaries, the better relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So maybe that is what you're working on next year with them.
Well, I'm looking forward to this big windfall coming at me and being the belle of the ball and the kids of the life being absolutely fantastic. But I don't think that's quite my future. But I'm going to think that way anyway.
Well, see what you need to do to make that come true. You know? Remember, we told these other people you could turn your house into a queendom. You know? You could dress with something that represented that with a crown. You could invite a ton of people over, bring something to eat so you don't even have to cook.
Oh, I like
and then
that
you could
idea.
And, you know, everybody has to come dressed to the nines. And it's
what day are you available?
I was going to say, and it's a I want to be the center of attention party.
Well,
that's it. I want to be queen for the next 2 hours.
Oh, how about if I share it with you?
Well, I am a queen. We already know that.
Well, we already know that, but I can ask to share.
I guess
you can share the crown.
I could make a trip. I guess I could make a trip to Tucson. I'm not sure about sharing the crown. I have a hard time.
Well, all right. If you make the trip, I'll forget about the sharing the crown. How's that?
Okay, good. You can have a prince. You can have a princess crown. I'll have the queen crown.
Oh,
you can have the princess.
You know what? I'd rather have that. I don't want to be a queen.
I'll be the queen. But it still can be all about you.
That's
anyway,
great.
I think that is a wonderful picture for us to go out on, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a wonderful picture of what we all ought to aspire for, to be queens in our own right, each of us individually, in whatever way works for us.
And why not?
Whatever way. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we need to be there.
Important.
It's time for us to change the world. Yeah.
Oh God, yes. The priorities are from now on. Yes.
Yes. But we have to work on ourselves first, because that is where we get the juice to give that back to other people. You know, to help other people.
Very true.
We have to help ourselves first. There's a reason they tell you on the airplane, if you're a mom with 2 small kids, that you put it on the mask on yourself first. Because if you put it on your kids and you pass out, the kids are going to take it off. That's what they're going to do, because that's what they do.
That's it.
Do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to take care of ourselves first. We have to look at, what's coming up, big transition with the, Pluto in Aquarius starting in January. Get ready for a huge transformation over the next 20 years. That's going to be a big
scary
thing.
too, isn't it?
Yes, but also exciting.
Anything scary is always exciting. It's like Fright Night, and you think there's going to be something great going to follow it all.
Yes, but it's exciting because we have no ideas. We just know there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs in a lot of different areas, which is going to be interesting to see what that looks like and how that shows up.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I'm looking forward to a robot who will clean my house.
Really?
That's my big dream.
That's a really
I can't
good
wait
idea.
for that.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I'll settle for that.
Eventually, they will be made. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Especially if you're a manifestor. Cleaning is not your thing. Cleaning is not your thing, Patricia. You're a manifestor.
No.
You're not here to do that. You're here to have
I'm not
ideas.
here to clean.
No, you're here to have ideas. You're here to tell people about them. You're here to discuss them. and then you move on to a new idea. You don't finish. Somebody else does that. Somebody else
point.
has
I've
to
seen
finish
that
you
with
start.
us.
Yeah. That's why it was always. I'm a manifestor too, same kind as you, planet one. So it's why it was always important that when I did parties and stuff, I took people with me, and usually it was PK that came because I lived in Tucson then. And we'd do a Halloween party, or if there was somebody else had asked me to do some other event, we did one where all the women, there was a bachelorette party in the daytime where they were all having massages. Do you remember that one? I think we even took my mum to that one. We even took my mum to work to that one as well, and my mum does not like reading cards anymore. So we even took my mum to
she's
that.
Good at
three of us. And she's good at it. But, she didn't want to do it. But, yeah, I mean, I realized very quickly that it's better if I share it with somebody. I have more fun as well.
Oh, yes, it is more fun that way.
Yeah, we always had fun because we'd always, talk about the stuff in the car on the way home.
All aspects.
All aspects, and we'd laugh and, oh, did you have that person that said this? Oh, yeah, what did you think about that? I thought that was odd, so did I. Did you tell them that? Yes, I did. So we were sort of a debrief. It was a psychic debrief.
Yep, definitely.
Which, you have to have. So, and women were meant to work in partnership. Most women were meant to work in partnership. So
I agree.
But for a variety of reasons. Because we are collaborative. Men are hierarchical. It's okay that they're hierarchical and patriarchal. They're not women. We're different. We're collaborative.
Right.
We have more empathy and passion because we learn very quickly to talk a lot to people. At school, we constantly have girlfriends. My mom told my stepfather, who's been my stepfather for 40 years, so he's my dad. So he said something once about my sister Melissa when she was 14. He said something like, oh, she's telling you the truth. And my mom just looked at him and said, girls have a separate life that men don't know about, and neither do their parents. So I can guarantee you that Melissa's up to something that we don't know about. Oh, no. Of course she was. Of course she was. She was meeting a boyfriend that they didn't even know she had. I mean, girls have a different way of handling things.
That's right.
And we're not very good at following rules either, especially as rules are made in a very hierarchical way. Give us 10 rules, but they don't have to be in order. That's better. We'll follow them when they work.
Yes, I like that. That's good.
Me too.
Well, Dawn, I want to make sure everybody knows how to get a hold of you because you are offering a special to our Supernatural Girls audience. So what's the best way for people to get in touch?
They can either check out my website, which is Astrologer Dawn, AstrologerDawn.com, and you've got my contact information there. You can email me. Just tell me you listen to Spirituality Girls. You can text me at 520-419-5419. That's on the website. And you can just type in Spirituality Girls, and I will connect with you. And so it's usually $150 for an initial consultation with me. But because you listen to this show, it's going to be $111. I'm doing a 111 special. Yeah,
that's wonderful. What a treat for everybody.
A spiritual special. So just let me know you listen, and you will get the discount, as several of your listeners did last time I was on your show.
Right.
Yes, that's great. Well, that's great. So you want them to use Supernatural Girls as the coupon code. Okay, very good. So everybody just remember to do that so you get your special price with Dawn. And Dawn, thank you so much. And we'll be sure to have you back when we've got the video going in January. We'll let everybody know when that is, and we'd love to have you back again.
And it's always fun doing the show with you, Dawn.
It is with you too as well. I'm off to eat carrot sticks and celery sticks to work on my 10 pounds that need to go to
Oh my God, you're on a diet.
Yeah, I'm on a diet from today. You got me on a diet. If I'm going to be on a video, I'm going to need to lose 10 pounds.
That makes
Thank you. I was looking for some motivation. Now I've got it.
Now you got it. That's wonderful.
Now I've got it.
Take care, honey.
You guys
well, Dawn,
have a
thanks
wonderful
again.
season.
Yes, you
You're
too.
welcome.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yes.
We'll be in touch, and we'll get you
Good
back on the
holidays.
show.
Talk to you soon, honey.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. We'll be back next year with another great show. And until then, we'll see you on the Blue Highway. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Best holidays to all. Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for another radio adventure with Supernatural Girl.